Hi everybody and welcome to Offbeat's International Moment here on EuropeRadio.com. We're heading to our second season of Offbeat Podcast, a podcast about electronic music production. It's Saturday, September the 17th, 2016, and tonight we are preparing our fifth magnetic shift here in Maribor, PEKARNA, Gustaf.
Yeah.
Our special guests, on this occasion are KODIN and Tekitoka. Hey guys, how are you?
Hey, great. Great to be here, finally.
Dobrodošli, welcome. I know you've already been to Ljubljana. You had a gig in Galahala, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. We had it together this first time in Slovenia, but
okay.
I played before a few times
in Ljubljana,
in a few places.
Okay. But what about Maribor? Is this your first visit here in Maribor?
Yeah, we never been in Maribor. We just seen it on the highway signs.
And on Google Maps,
yeah.
how to get here. If you guys can answer separately, when and in what way did you guys get together and start in the drum and bass scene? What was the main thing that got you attracted to the scene?
Go Dina.
Well, I was, I think, 18
Okay.
when I got a CD from a very good friend of mine.
Okay.
I think it was Schrumbab, Angels and Fly mix.
Okay.
And then after that, I was like totally in love with it and went to a drum and bass party in Zagreb.
Okay.
And it was it. It was like,
Love
okay.
at first sight.
Yeah, definitely. On first sound. I always say on first sound.
Okay.
And then I was just like crowd
Okay.
listener and lover. And then I wanted to, like, for a few years, wanted to DJ, but I didn't have money to buy CDJs and mixer and everything. And when I started to work, my first salary went like for first CDJ, the second one for second. And then I started workshops, like DJ workshops, and it all began like that.
Did you know anybody in the scene before, or you just...
Well, I knew a few people because we were like good friends with some organizers, from crews and everything. So I knew a lot of people.
Okay, KODIN, what about you?
I started earlier. I was like listening a lot of hip hop, psychedelic rock,
Cool.
trip hop, and all that kind of strange stuff. Because our friend he was from Croatia, but he went to Ireland. He was working with bike design,
Okay.
bicycle design. And he was there had his own business, but he always, when he came back to Croatia, he always brought music.
Okay.
Because Ireland is near England and everything So he brought like a lot of stuff that was not available. You didn't have internet, you didn't have CD shop where you can buy like some stuff that he brought, It didn't even get to our stores.
Cool.
And he brought us like stuff like, atmospheric drum and bass, Big Bud,
Nice.
David Holmes, I even can remember it was so much. He just brought mini disc because he recorded there from CDs and brought mini disc, so he recorded to cassette tape for us.
Yeah.
Because we didn't even have the CDs yet.
What about vinyl? Did you have any vinyl at that time? Could you get any vinyl, drum and bass on vinyl?
I never heard. I heard only vinyl techno DJs and tech house DJs was getting vinyls because DJs was playing only on vinyl then. We didn't even have CDs in a club. That didn't exist. So it was like a lot of. It was only connected with techno and house. You never heard of what drum and bass anywhere. Back then drum and bass was on 160 BPMs, 150. Like it was totally different music. We all were listening to this like techno house stuff on a party, but at home or somewhere else, this was like easy listening, like easy music. It didn't have
It wasn't so progressive.
Yeah,
And then later I heard about jungle and stuff like that. But first I heard of this atmospheric easy drum and bass.
Okay.
Like I was, I don't know, 14 or something like that.
Okay, cool. You both began in the collective called Lokalna Elektronička Defenziva, also called Led from Karlovac.
Yeah.
Now you both play important parts in the biggest Croatian collective drum and bass Konferencija. Dina, you're also productive in Dirty Beats. What are your thoughts about the development of the Croatian bass scene and in other countries nearby?
Let me just correct. We didn't both start at LED because before LED I was in Jabaton in Zagreb.
Crew, yeah.
Crew.
Okay.
Even before we even they were our friends, the guys from LED, but we didn't cooperate together at first.
Okay.
Then later they invited me, and then few years later they we all invited her
okay.
to LED. You know.
Okay.
Because I went like on workshops, like DJ
so
workshops.
you met on the workshops?
Of LED section, like their educational like part, and then they invited me. Okay, you're gonna go and play a gig with us.
Okay.
So it all started like that. But
they didn't met there. I told you we were all friends before.
yeah, we are very
She
good
came
friends.
to workshops
Because
and
you were
then-
friends.
She came to workshop and then she tried it and wanted to like do it. You know.
Cool.
Yeah.
So what do you think about the bass scene? Is it
like in Croatia, it's like pretty bad because there's really not a big like number of people that are like in a crowd on parties. I think we were talking about it like today. There's not a lot of people who have passion for drum and bass. Maybe there is like 200 people who come because okay, it's nice music and it's nice place and it's nice feeling or vibe or
but
something.
It's not their like lifestyle.
Yeah, but
they
it's
don't
not
get
like
it.
passion that you're
Yeah.
gonna be like at home and listen it and like Google it or YouTube or something.
They maybe even listen at home, but they're not like
they're not fans?
Yeah.
it's not their first music. You know?
Yeah,
It's
of
like
course.
just something that's it's
Like
good on a
for fun.
party with
Yeah.
friends, you know, but it's not their thing to like watch all artists and be the part of the scene. You know?
Yeah,
say,
and that's like the one of the main reasons why we started the drum and bass conference. To show like people from Croatia, because Croatia is full of very quality drum and bass DJs and producers. You wouldn't believe how much there are. So we wanted to represent every one of them and maybe to like push a little bit.
Yeah, to give a little promotion for the culture.
Yeah.
I think the culture itself isn't that obvious. It's not in the mainstream. It's not. But if you look at it correctly, drum and bass is like I think the most sampled in commercials. If you see or documentaries or stuff like that, and in film you have a lot of drum and bass.
It's more and more.
Yeah.
Today.
So they used it in mainstream, but they didn't push it. They just used it in the background. I think it's it's a kind of a compliment for drum and bass because they use it for selling stuff.
Yeah.
So it actually works for somebody.
It's best music when you like showcasing cars, but atmospheric kind of
Fast things.
Yeah.
It's just like
KODIN, you are a proud author of the first Croatian drum and bass vinyl. This happened and it just went up for you. After that, you got like your first labels, or did you have a label before?
No, I like released this like vinyl, but after that I didn't release right away. No, after 2 years.
Was
It
this
was
planned?
2007, and then in 2009 at Mastic label from Subculture Music.
What did you decide to put it on vinyl? How come?
It wasn't my decision. Like there was like some guys from Luton from England.
Yeah.
They had their label. It was oriented to like jungle music and music like that. And this guy that owns the label, he wanted we knew from like few years back, you know, but through Jabaton and stuff. and he wanted one of my tracks to put it on his other side of his vinyl.
Okay, the B side of the vinyl. Yeah.
So it was first his track and jungle track, and there was second track some kind of it wasn't even jungle, it was like normal drum and bass, you know.
Would you say that helped with releasing on respected labels and like moving upwards to?
I think there was no any like impact me releasing this vinyl.
Okay.
Only like it didn't have anything involved with anything else after that, you know. I think there was like more after I released on Mastic label or on Mind Tech or close to that had some like impact, but
it's hard to know.
It's like it didn't even exist, you know. It was even like because it was not big label, you know. It was
it's meant
for smaller label.
It's meant for the diggers.
Sure. It's like it's rare vinyl. It has like only I don't know 150 or something like that.
Maybe it'll have a big digging value someday.
In 50 years.
You never know. You're known for your innovative productions, which include a big range of different genres. You also play a part in an industrial metal band, Mass Hypnosis. Producing for them and providing them with samples, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me, what's your main goal with making music? How does your working process look like? Do you just like use everything you like, or?
It's like I don't know. It's always I never get prepared. You know, I always work with something. It can be drums, bass, or something. I don't know. And it usually is experimenting. I make a lot of my samples, like sound design and bass, drums and everything, and I have like a lot of folders with only my samples.
Oh, cool.
That like made right away to sound good, you know. It's not like I cut, I don't know, this bass I made and that's it. I made it to sound right away to sound like it's perfect, you know. No need for EQ or something. And then when you use it in a new track, it's ready right away. So you can like work on your track without making sounds. You know, I'm making a track, not sounds when I'm doing a track. You know, it's like.
Do any other artists also come to get like samples from you? Do you have a lot of? Like...
I usually me and Bilan sometimes like doing how do you say. Exchange, you know? He gives me 5 snares, I give him, I don't know, 3 kicks, and he gives me 3 reeds, I give him 5 reeds, you know. It's for fun, you know. And then we fuck it up more, you know. He gives me, I don't know, something, then I change it, you know.
Okay.
So
it's
like,
better than changing it with money,
yeah, it's like same when we were kids, when we change
like cards,
stickers,
like,
or it's like same like that.
Let's talk about you, Dina. You're well known all over Croatia for your contribution and promotion in the Croatian drum and bass scene. You're also one of the few women DJs and producers, especially in the drum and bass and in the XU zone. Would you say that's an advantage or a disadvantage?
Oh, well, I would say it's an advantage in one way and disadvantage in another way, because when you look at the like whole drum and bass scene, like worldwide, there is really few women drum and bass DJs and especially producers.
Too bad.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. So we have maybe more attention because of it, and but I think that like. If you're a man or if you're a woman, if you don't do your job well, then you're not going to be recognized.
Yeah.
And you're not going to be respected for that. So, I don't know. And maybe like disadvantage is that a lot of guys think that if you're a woman, you have more easier way. So you need to like maybe, how to say, work more or do more, like to get respect.
You need to
maybe
be better
from your
than these guys,
colleagues.
so they can say, "Oh, you're so good," or they'll be jealous. Something or 2 things.
So it has pluses and it has minuses, definitely.
So you're on the same after that.
Yeah.
Your sets are loaded with passion and great vibes, so everybody can see you, like you live drum and bass and the drum and bass lifestyle. Can you put in words what are your observations and your feels around the culture?
Well, I think that like drum and bass culture is great, and I think that I met a lot of people like during my like or DJing or organizing parties, booking a lot of producers and everything, and like what I love the most is that the most people we met is like totally awesome. That's great, and there is not a lot of like bad egos in them. And when you look
usually the best producers are the best people.
And that's strange because you would say
that's fair.
He has a big ego because he's like totally famous, but it's not like that in drum and bass.
They're humble people.
Like scene, so I think it's great. I'm like very happy when I like, for example, go in Czech Republic on Let It Roll and see 25,000 people who are like totally crazy for drum and bass. So I think the drum and bass culture is great. I think it's alive in a lot of states, but unfortunately on Balkan it's pretty bad. And I hope it's gonna be like better in future.
We hope
in
that
some
too.
countries it's better, but I don't know, in here around Croatia, Slovenia, or even Bosnia, it's I don't know, it's like less than in Hungary, Serbia. I don't know, maybe even Italy. In Italy, there's like better scene than Like
and what I like, what I saw. Like in near like past is that for example Neurofunk it was never at this like level. Neurofunk is like at his peak, I think.
Because you see top 10 drum and bass, it's like half Neurofunk. You've never seen that before. It was always like Ram Records or I don't know, Hospital Records or tracks with vocals, you know. They're still there, but it's 5 Neurofunk tracks up there too.
The generation is apparently changing a little bit.
Yeah, they're like accepted it at the end.
They're liking more like tougher drum and bass.
And well produced.
That's good for us.
Good too, So we came to the end of the interview. We can't wait to hear your sets on today's edition of Magnetic Shift. Is there any expectations for today's evening? Do you have anything to say to your audience?
I think I'm hoping there will be enough people so we can get sweaty and have good fun.
Definitely. And thanks for having us.
Thanks for coming. I can't wait to start our gig. So see you on the floor.
See you guys. Come. Woo!